Changing the links that display in the footer of the Life and Letters website. If we look at the front page of the Life and Letters website, at the very bottom, there's a large section here which contains a bunch of links. When you click on these links, they show a set of articles that are on the page, or in the site, in a particular category. We note here that it says Archive by Category Top News. So all of the top news articles are in this category. We get to them by clicking on the news link down here in the footer. Over here, we've got a bunch more, these by a different set of categories. So how did we set up this navigation down here? That's what we'll talk about today. If you go into, if you logged in as an administrator, go into the dashboard. Under Appearance, there's an item called Widgets, and there's also another item called Menus. The first step to creating those menus is in the Menus bar. So you'll notice that there's a set of menus called the Magazine, and that corresponds to this menu right here, the Magazine. So in this menus setup, on the items on the left are all items that can be turned into links in that menu, the Magazine. You'll notice that each one of on this, when we have this the Magazine selected, we see a set of links that correspond to the ones that we saw in the footer. 2012, fall 2012, spring 2012. Match exactly here. 2012, fall, spring. So when we go back in here, if we wanted to make a change to that, we could simply remove one of these items. I'll remove the spring one. Hit save. Refresh the front page. And it's gone. To put it back in, go back into the menus. And you'll notice that there's a category here called Spring 2012. I have to find it. There it is. And I'm going to edit that to the menu. Now, it defaults to the wrong spot. So I'm going to have to just drag it up here to the correct spot and drop it in. Now, a potential gotcha. There are a bunch of pages in this website that have the same names as some of our categories. By and large, you want to ignore these pages. The only page that we're ever interested in this site is the About Us. Everything else comes from either categories or posts. So for these menus, you want to definitely ignore the pages and pay attention to categories, or if you want a specific post, to that post. You can make the posts show up by using your screen options up here. Now, that's not the only step. If we, in order to get the magazine and the magazine sections, the magazine menu and the magazine sections menu to show up in the footer, you need to adjust an item in the widgets. So you go to the widgets, and you'll see that if you go down to the footer sidebar, it's a little oxymoronic there, there are four custom, or actually there's three custom menus and another widget in this widget collection. One called Categories, a look at liberal arts, the magazine, and tweets. And if we go to the front page, you see Categories, look at the liberal arts, the magazine, and tweets. So each one of these, items in this sidebar corresponds to an item in the footer. If we move these around, if I switch these two, and we go back and refresh the page, it altered how they appear here. I'll change them back. So the way these menus work is you just basically take a a widget from over here in the available widgets section, and one will have the custom menu. Actually, I'll just delete this and recreate it to demonstrate. I drag a custom menu widget over here, put it in the position that I want it to be in, give it the category I want it to have, or sorry, give it the title that I want it to have, which happens to be categories. And then I can select a menu from that list of menus that we saw before. And this one comes from the section called, the thing called magazine sections, the menu called magazine sections. So if I hit save, then it creates it. And we're back to where we were before. Categories. And menus. So if I wanted to create a whole new list of links in there, I would hit this plus sign here, and I would say new menu, hit create menu, and then I could throw a few categories in there. I'll just do a few random ones, just 2. Hit save the menu, and then go back into the widgets. I can go into the footer sidebar. I'll drag my custom menu over here, call it new menu, and now you see that the new menu is in this drop-down list. Hit save, and it probably won't look very nice, but it will show up in this down here. Yeah, so it kind of showed up back in this column.